He wasn't in the movie, so I don't know what to do for a transition intro, so Merry Christmas, I guess?
Hello, everyone. Today we are looking at the Studio Series 111 concept series, Sunstreaker. But before we get started, you may notice the brand new light box I got for Christmas. This will make it, this is way better than the crappy light box I had in the past. Now, before we take a look at Sunstreaker, we need to take a look at his box that I forgot to grab out of my closet before starting this video. So,
Picking it up and taking it in for a closer look, you can see the CGI render, since this is a concept art series, is decently close to how the figure would have actually looked, although those wheels, that wheel placement is inaccurate, but due to the way he, has to transform, that's fine. The head is accurate. The chest is much wider than the rest of it, but everything else appears to be decently accurate. We got Bumblebee, concept art Sunstreaker, 111, on side, Sunstreaker, on side, Sunstreaker. On the back, you get product shots, Sunstreaker, 19 steps, unreleased movie concept of Sunstreaker and Transformers Bumblebee fighting the Decepticons on Cybertron.
now with the box out of the way, let's take a look at Sunstreaker himself. The figure looks
Pretty good, honestly. It is just an updated. It does just look like an updated G1 version. The shoulder pads are a point of contention with a lot of people, and they look a lot better in person than they do in most product shots. And even the back has a lot of detail on it. Even the back has lots of detail, and by lifting this already very detailed panel, you get
a look at some, let's see. Oh yeah, that works. That does work. You get a look at two embedded like jet engines, and even that back piece there is very detailed. And of course, the front is also pretty detailed. You know, it being a Studio Series figure, you got the head sculpt, which looks very accurate to the one on the box. I'll give it that. You got the chest, you got the arms with those things on the side, you got crotch, you got the legs, the feet. The feet are very similar to Bumblebee's. Let's zoom this back out. So yeah, this figure overall looks really nice. Turning him to the side, he does have some kibble, mainly in the arms and the legs, but you don't really notice it when you're messing around with him, and it kind of just adds to his bulk, honestly. Accessories, let's get him straightened out again. Accessories are his two double-barreled guns, which look pretty good. They are unfortunately not blast effect compatible, which does kind of suck, but you get options on how he holds them. He can hold them separately, or you can combine them to a big 4-barrel gun. A 4-barreled gun also pegs onto his back. Pegs. There we go. Pegs onto his back for some pretty nice looking weapon storage. Articulation wise, he is fairly articulated. He is missing some things, but that's okay. Head is on a ball joint, will look up slightly, down, will tilt, and it will rotate. You can unpeg this panel to get it to look up more. Shoulders, pull a full 360. With the shoulder pad out of the way, they can go out to the side, although it does obstruct the head. Get a bicep rotation, 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. No wrists, but you do get a waist. The hips are annoying because they're conjoined. but they can go forward that far, backward that far, can go in and out, but it is annoying that they are conjoined. There's the thigh rotation. I think ever so slightly under 90 degrees of bend at the knee, and the feet can pivot in both directions. Like, the feet are very mobile. They pivot in both directions and go up all the way, and they go back a little. So, feet are very mobile on Sunstreaker. Now, we can get into size comparisons. First up, I'm going to compare him to Bumblebee movie Brawn. So, there's that comparison. He is a taller deluxe. Next up, we got Wheeljack. There's that comparison. Next up, there is Ratchet, whose light piping works really well in this light box. So Ratchet is a bit taller and bulkier than Sunstreaker. And finally, because I'm not doing Prime, because Prime is an Earth-based Cybertron is an Earth-based figure, although it would be cool to get a concept series of that Cybertronian art that exists, we get RC. So there's that comparison. Transformation is really fun, honestly. So, first thing I like to do is the legs. So collapse the feet up, rotate the thighs in as far as they can go. Now then, one problem. These are misassembled out of the box. These collapse and come up, but they're misassembled out of the box. This piece, this little hinge piece here, is facing forward, so this little divot is right here. So you just need to remove them and put them back on the right way. It's really annoying. It's kind of annoying, but it works. And then you peg the legs together, the feet pegged together in a really satisfying way. Next, torso. You unpeg the head, then you bring all this out and just unfurl all of it. You just unfurl it all. And you take these clear plastic pieces and hinge them out. None of this clear plastic is pinned on. It's all friction clipped on. So not only does it fall, it falls off, so it won't crack because it's not pinned on. Next, what you want to do is crunch the legs up slightly so this is able to peg into there. Next, what you want to do is bring the head in. Now that this snaps, and that is really annoying to get out. Like, I need a tool to get that out. Give me a sec. I got a screwdriver in here. I need a tool to get that out. Like, I got this little screwdriver here that came with my flight stands. I need a tool to get that out. Hopefully that'll become easier over time. But right now, I do need a tool to get that out. I'm not sure if that's just a me thing, though. Then you take this back section, flip it up on that double hinge, and peg it in. Next, you want to take these pieces on the arms. First, unfold this piece up. Move this. And then unfold this piece, so that way it's in there. And then you want to take this, peg it in, and this piece needs to go under here, which can be slightly annoying, but once you get it in there, it's in there. Now do the same thing on the other side. Bang. And then, so shoulder pads shift in a specific way. You want to make sure the one with the tab you shift in first. So you shift that in all the way, and then this one will shift in and go over that tab. And with all that said and done, here is Sunstreaker in his alt mode, which looks amazing. I love the proportions of this thing with the swooping edges and the sleek design. It does just look like a Cybertronian Lamborghini. And weapon storage is pretty good too. You can peg the guns onto the top for a more G1 look, or you can separate them and peg them onto the sides. to give him side blasters. And the way the wheels work are really cool. It rolls decently, but if we zoom in on those wheels, you can see that internal transparent part is the part that spins. If my hands get out of the way, you can see that internal transparent part is the part that spins, which gives it a really cool effect that the car is like hovering, kind of. It is. I wish they were pinned on so they rolled a bit better, but I mean, the inner wheel is the only thing rotating, which is pretty cool. All right, alt mode size comparisons. Brawn. And then there's Wheeljack, which a lot of people thought this would be a retool of Wheeljack, and I can see that with how similar their alt modes are. But no, it's a completely new mold, and I appreciate it. Next up, we have Ratchet. So there is that comparison. And finally, RC. So there is that. Now then, let's transform Sunstreaker to get into some final thoughts. I personally really like this figure, and I do recommend it. The flaws it does have, like the kibbly nature and stuff, are outweighed by just how fun it is. He's just fun to handle. That has been all for today. Goodbye, good night, and Merry Christmas!